Get there, obviously. You've got the problem of getting through, or to and through Weymouth, and that is obviously being addressed at the moment by, firstly, the Brown route from Ridgeway to Mount Pleasant. That has received planning permission, but that's not the end of the story. There is a possibility of another public inquiry about the compulsory purchase order and the side road orders, but that is in train. My county council colleagues are dealing with that scheme and promoting it as best they can. Obviously there is opposition to that. Once you get through Weymouth, obviously we've done a lot over the years to, believe it or not, to improve the situation in Weymouth itself. We've done a lot of junction and other roadworks, which is, we've been running to keep still, basically. I mean, the last scheme we completed was at Ford's Corner, and that appears to be quite a success in at least eliminating what was a problem for the Wyke Road and lane house traffic at that point. Once you get onto the island, of course, well, I've better mention there that really the only solution to get through Weymouth to Portland is some form of relief road. Now that really is a problem, because the original proposal, as you probably know, was a road along the old railway line. That was extremely controversial. Virtually the only other alternative is another route around the west side of Wyke Regis, which, needless to say, is equally controversial. And whether one of those routes will ever be achieved, I don't know. Obviously, that's a very long-term problem. We'll do what we can for the existing roads to keep those as safe and as usable as possible. Once you get onto the island, we have got quite a number of schemes, local improvement schemes, to improve conditions here. One of which is tied in very much with the highway and environmental works. That's at Victoria Square. We will be doing some alterations there. It's taken a different form to what I envisaged a few years ago, which was to change priorities there. But with the demise of the naval base and the change with the air station, the requirements of that road junction the pattern is changing. So we are reviewing what is in fact to be done there. But something will happen there. The alternative to using the A354 through Fortunes Well, we have drawn up a plan for a relief road which would go from that point I've just described through Castletown and using the incline road up through the naval base up to the Grove. And when you get to the top of the Grove, it would involve a new road totally from the top of Incline Road to join on to Grove Road some way east of the Grove Corner junction. Quite an expensive scheme, as you can imagine, a very extensive scheme. And it depends on a great number of factors, not least of which the way that the naval base develops and how the new owners feel about having a public road going through their area. It is on plan, as I say, we've drawn that provisional. There's only lines on a map at the moment. There's no design work being done, but we do see that as a very real relief for Fortunes Well. It will, if we can achieve that, it will enable all of the through heavy vehicles to be siphoned off and to be diverted on that, leaving Fortunes Well as almost a local service road just for light traffic and the stuff that needs to be there. It would have a very big impact. And surprisingly, the actual route, the length of the route, is not that much greater. By the time you iron out all the bends through the existing route, through that alternative route, the actual route for heavy vehicles is not that much greater. We are working on that. Obviously, we're talking about money and a lot of cooperation and a lot of ifs and buts. That's the only way we can see any relief for Fortunes Well.
If we don't get a firm plan through the present naval base, and the naval base were allowed to be redeveloped in such a way as to prejudice any development, we're stuck.
Well, can I just clarify that the Weymouth and Portland local plan, which will be the statutory development plan for the borough, does protect that line. And indeed, I can say that if you know the naval base at all, the line of the existing road through the base is the line of the road. There isn't anywhere else for it to go. And the prospective owners, because they're not the existing owners yet, as far as I'm aware, have no strong feelings against that becoming a through route. And we've made clear to them that that's what we'll be planning around in due course. But I do suspect it will take some years, not least because there's nothing in the county highways budget to even contribute to the upgrading of that road to a public highway yet. The programme will be adhered to. All you can say is that at the moment the Brown route is number 1 in the County Council's highways construction programme, and that the Western route is number 4. That it is the Borough Council's policy, it is the County Council's policy to build the Western route. There are lots of environmental issues that will impinge upon that. We are currently in November, we're going through the final stage of the local plan public inquiry, which will result in that. And you know, there are many people in Wyke that are against the Western route for you know, very sound environmental reasons, no doubt. You know, all I would say is that I, you know, genuinely believe that if we're serious about regenerating the economy of Portland, and I am, I spend enough time talking about it and working at it, that I do believe that we have got to grasp that nettle.